Welcome back, everybody, to the Fruit of Grisaia, where Michiru's doing her breathing.
I can't tell if she's doing vocal warm-ups again, or if she's just trying to reboot after the hair dye incident, because she definitely was struggling.
Maybe a little bit of both.
You know, it could be both. So Michiru, what you doing? Do you have any brain cells left, or have they all been fried?
よし、行くわよ。
Well, she's got a few left.
おはよう。みんな元気にしてる？
I watch from behind as Michiru boldly leaps into the classroom, like a paratrooper jumping into the sky over Normandy. These analogies. Naturally, she's not as heavily equipped, but in her grim resolve, she's a match for any screaming eagle. Without such intestinal fortitude, yep, that is what that says, there's no way the girl could charge so defenselessly into that classroom. Well, unless she's simply unaware of the situation. I don't know what the situation is, but it's interesting. Seems like the latter.
You truly are a foolish woman, Michiru.
ちょっと何あれ？なんで？
I don't know, we haven't seen it yet.
You know, and here I was, filled with admiration for your kamikaze spirit. I think you were just wallowing in ignorance.
知らなかったわよ。通りで教室に誰もいないわけじゃない。なんで教えてくれないのよ。
I'm so confused.
Because you didn't ask.
だって教室の中に蜂がいるなんて普通想像しないでしょ。
Ah, okay. So that would explain the Mr. B, whatever, the little titles that pop up on the save screen. I was trying to figure out how that related, but here we are. That's right. The situation? A bee. A flying pest has occupied our classroom and now lies in ambush. Our classmates have all withdrawn from the field. I mean, it depends on the kind of bee. If it's just a, bumblebee or...
What's the deal with airline peanuts? Oh, it's from B movie.
Oh my god.
中が危ないなら危ないって先に言ってくれないと困るじゃない。
I guess we could have put a sign on the door that said, "Be afraid."
This is exactly why you're renowned as the most brainless of bimbos.
Wow.
Every action should be taken only after consideration of the worst-case scenario. Don't you have any common sense at all? What kind of idiot opens a door without assessing the risk?
Especially considering the fact that the doors have windows.
ドアぐらい普通に開けるでしょ。
Whenever you open a door, do so in steadfast resolve to find Somalia waiting on the other side.
What?
そんな覚悟持ってないわよ。何？どうやって開けばいいの？
Okay, in rare form, I'm with Michiru on this one.
You're not worthy of my instruction.
なんでそんなケチンボなのよ。安全なドアの開け方を教えなさいよね。
Alright.
Well, if you're that determined, I suppose I can make an exception. Alright, step 1. Confirm the surrounding area.
Standing in front of the door, I demonstrate by pointing sequentially to the ceiling, the floor, my front, my rear, my left, and my right, following with my eyes. Oh, so it's like the calibration check at the beginning of Halo.
Yeah, if you play on like easy or normal. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
なるほどなるほど。周囲を確認ね。それから
You have to calibrate the shield.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Man, I really wish we could play that.
I know. It's a shame that the online components just don't work well for the Windows version.
That's so terrible.
I know.
Observe with the utmost caution. You understand? Search every inch of your surroundings on the assumption that they hide deadly threats.
うん。それから
Then you kick down the door.
Incidentally, he always plays a rogue.
Yeah, you see, it fits with the persona.
どうしたの？
He's loading.
Quiet. We've just begun our 6-hour stakeout period, of course.
Oh my god. Did we at least bring snacks?
長いわよ。そんなに待てるわけないでしょ。
She didn't bring snacks. Rookie mistake.
What? I mean, by all rights, we should obtain a map, infiltrate, and watch from cover for like a week in advance. You know, I'm granting extraordinary permission for a raid after nothing more than an observation period, and you're still not satisfied.
You know, to be fair, if you wait too long and you think you're being clever by hiding bodies and stuff like that, the shift change will occur and they'll discover the bodies.
Yep.
Oh, the number of times that happened in Metal Gear Solid 5 to me. Just tactically taking out every single person, not killing them, but stunning them and hiding them in what I thought was going to be a good place. Turned out that was not a good place. It was actually on the route that the morning shift was taking.
I would usually either only take out the people I needed to get where I needed to go, because I really would like scout everything out.
Yeah, that
or
would have been smarter.
I would just snipe everyone and use D-Horde to move it around so that they would never get my position.
Oh, yeah. That is a much smarter way to handle it.
Just how far do you expect me to indulge your laziness, you spoiled bottle blonde, and you call yourself Japanese?
いいから簡単に教えなさいよ、簡単に。
Very well. I'll teach you the simplest method, using nice, small words. First, we slowly open the door.
Firmly grasp it.
Then we throw in the decoy.
I knew it. I knew it. He was going to do that.
Next, we close the door and stand by until the decoys are forced.
No. Not E. B.
Listen up, maggot. You have a scouting report to complete. Desertion in the face of the enemy is treason. If you turn your back on the foe and come crawling to safety, I'll re-educate you with my own hands.
I don't know what that means. You should probably stop flailing around then.
Calm down, maintain your composure. Don't let panic blind you. Use those holes in your head that you call eyes. I've seen grannies with shriveled ovaries put their holes to better use on behalf of the nation.
Oh my god. That is a sick burn. Wow. She's not gonna have to worry about bee stings after that one. Nothing's gonna hurt worse.
You're truly hopeless. Very well. I'll go so far as to sing you a song to give you courage.
Mini-Amane is...
He's multiclassing in Bard.
Oh, well, that works too.
What?
I do believe the second part is German, so...
Voila! Gleaming like the morning sun. Walter, 38.
Somebody who knows the tune, how badly was that butchered?
It was intentionally the worst I could do.
No, it was fitting. I liked it. Is she hyperventilating?
She's about to get hit by pen missiles. Oop, there it goes.
Yeah, it sounds like it worked. Either that or she got hit by sleep powder.
Oh, yeah. I see. She's decided to silence her breathing and hide. You know, compared to noisily trying to escape, it's a much wiser course of action. Huh. She's gained such instinctive understanding of the art of reconnaissance in this short time.
Reconnaissance?
Reconnaissance. Fucking English?
I enjoyed it. I think we should stick with it.
You know what? Sure. Michiru, my friend, we might make a scout out of you yet. Huh?
Michiru's collapsed on the floor, her eyes rolling around in her head. What's all this then?
Hey, Maggot, who authorized you to faint?
Since when is the bee your commanding officer?
Calm yourself. This thing is nothing more than an insect.
An insect with a built-in weapon.
Huh. Bee eliminated. Situation resolved.
Oh my god, did he just karate chop the bee? Oh, he Mr. Miyagi'd it. Alright.
I told you to calm yourself. This kind of bee can't sting.
Ah, honeybee.
ない蜂
Well, listen well. A bee stinger is part of it. Ovipositor. Therefore, males don't have one. Look closely. This thing's harmless.
Yeah.
あ、本当だ、針がない。なんだ、驚いて損した。え、じゃあどうしてみんな教室にいないの？
It's Saturday.
Actually, I was gonna say, turns out it's Saturday.
Well, they jumped to conclusions and mistook this for the dangerous variety. They probably ran off to get insecticide or something.
そうか。蜂なんて怖くないんだからね。
That's not something to be ashamed of if you are. There are plenty of people that are scared of bees.
あ、もう一匹いる。刺さないってわかるとそんなに怖くないわね。これも大丈夫なやつでしょ？
No.
That's a giant hornet. It stings. Also, it's poisonous.
Don't scream at it. It makes it angry.
It'll sting you if you shout. Keep quiet. Don't move. Listen carefully, Michiru. Giant hornet don't just sting. They inject potent venom. Slight digression, but this thing is called the yak killer because of its poison cocktail.
Oh, yeah. Those giant hornets. Those were going around for a little while.
Yeah, the yak killer. It only destroys, like, pre-World War II era Soviet planes.
Wow, you went for the super niche joke. I thought you were just going to go for the easy one with it killing yaks, but nah, you went a layer down. I respect that. Actually, that might have been like 3 layers down. That was subterranean.
それ、今このタイミングで言うこと。
It fit with the reconnaissance talk.
Don't make any sudden movement. It can't see you if you don't move. Walk slowly. Keep quiet. Fortunately, you're blonde, so your coloration is similar to that of a hornet. In other words, there's no problem if he accepts you as his friend.
Actually, bees are attracted to the color yellow, so that's a bad thing.
本当に？
I think that it might mistake that for a mating dance. You might want to stop.
Huh. Offering a Bohemian folk song? Very sensible.
あ、星さんカチカチ言ってる。これ友達の証？
I don't think so.
Huh. When they click their mandibles together like that, it signifies a final warning. If you make any more stupid moves, you'll be stung for sure.
お待たせしました。殺虫剤を調合するのに時間がかかってしまって申し訳ありません。
Mix?
Mix?
What kind of insecticide are you using?
She's just compiling it from all the ingredients like it's a Resident Evil game.
Either that or she's like Dale Gribble. Sachi drags a tank with an atomizing nozzle and hose into the room. It looks like it's designed for spraying agricultural chemicals. Apparently, it's full of her own cocktail.
おー、待ってました。早く殺虫剤を。あ、ミチル様の周辺を蜂がホバリングしてる。これは私お手製の神経毒が効果を発揮しそうですね。毒を持って毒を制すというやつです。
On the bad side, it stung Michiru. On the good side, we gave it anthrax.
I'm afraid now. Also, I don't think the phrase goes fight poison with poison.
では、霧吹きで噴霧しますので、しばしお待ちを。
I think it's weak against itself like all the time.
Maybe? I don't know.
Wait, isn't there one type that's good against itself?
Ghost.
Yeah.
It was psychic.
Yeah.
But then they added more types and the dynamic changed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, like, as of Gen 1, Psychic was stupidly overpowered.
Yeah, the only thing that was really strong against Psychic was Psychic. I think Ghost was strong against it, but the problem is I think a lot of the Ghost Pokemon were, like Ghost Poison?
I think all 3 of them, because it's one chain, are Ghost Poison.
Yeah.
Which means they ended up being, like, 50-50.
Yep.
They had strong attacks, but they were weak in defense against it. so then there's really no point.
Yeah, exactly. It just completely nullified it.
Yeah, Gen 2 it got more balance as you get dark.
あんた
It did.
今何族って言った
Yeah, I think Gen 2 was still my favorite.
I really like Gen 2. Like, you know they made the, Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee for the Switch.
Yeah.
I wish they would make something like that with Gen 2. I would buy it instantly.
Oh yeah, I completely agree. If they did something like... I know they probably wouldn't because they already did Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but... I mean, that was a while ago.
Yeah, no, they could do it now. They could do a modern, like, Switch. I'm not going to own the Switch 2, but they could do a Switch 2 version, like, you know,
Yeah.
something like that, like, updated and put it there. Neurotalk. Sounds like it'll take that hornet out for sure.
And all of us in this room.
それをこっちにプシュプシュされたらまず私がどうにかなっちゃうでしょ大丈夫ですみちる様吸い込みさえしなければ問題ありませんいいですか呼吸を15分ほど止めることはできますよねさあ行きますよせーの
Sachi, we're not all robots like you.
できないわよねえサチできないからねそうですかではこれは使用できませんね一発でコロリなんですが残念です
You'll just have to take one for the team, Michiru.
私がコロリでしょそれね
Okay, you gotta come up with a plan B or this won't end well. That hornet's pretty worked up.
I really thought it was just going to be, some of you may die, but that is a sacrifice I am willing to make.
I'm willing to make. The hornet's pretty worked up. It's like, hey, I didn't make the playoff. We're Charlotte, and we usually kind of suck.
Yeah.
それでなんでこのハチ私だけを狙ってるの
Just what did you do to that poor hornet?
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that your auntie? Then this must be your uncle.
The uncle. I love that movie so much.
It's great.
だって私わかんないやっぱり髪の毛の色が似てるからそれともツンデレが女王蜂とキャラかぶってるとか
What?
Yes, that's exactly it. You figured it out.
How did you get that?
みちる様やはり一吹きだけでもいかがでしょうか一吹きでも効果はありますので効果があったらダメなんだってばそうですか
What doesn't kill you turns you into a ghoul.
今度は低空飛行で飛んでる
Seems to be aiming at your leg. Michiru, do you think you'll need those in the future?
当たり前でしょ
I see.
Disappointment.
騒がしいわね
Are you good at killing bees?
ユミコこっち来ちゃダメえ何ちょっとわからないんだけどいや
Naturally, she comes closer.
そうじゃなくて足元にゃ待って朝からあんまり大声出さないで
Huh.
Stepped on it.
Well, that's one way.
何ちゃんと話してくれる
Yeah, okay. Well, that problem solved itself.
なんでもないです
You know, some people pay extra for that.
Alright.
そうそれならいいんだけど
The squashed hornet stuck flat to the bottom of her shoe, Sakaki walks to her desk and takes out a book. Although the girl glances over here briefly, she soon pulls out her bookmark without another word and begins moving her eyes across the lines of text.
Sachi, there's got to be a nest near here somewhere. Think you can find it and give it a dose of that cocktail of yours?
はいかしこまりました
She's got a mission. She's happy now.
つまり
She's like,
ユ
yay,
ミコ
I
最
can
強
finally
説
get
っ
to
て
use
こと
it.
ね
Oh no, she's a murder bot. I can't destroy all humans, so I'll destroy all hornets instead.
Not the type you want to make an enemy of.
With this, the hornet incident draws to a close without casualties. Just as they say, at times, ignorance is bliss.
Well, I mean, technically there was one casualty.
Actually, I think there may have been two. Well, no, I don't know. He didn't actually squish the male bee, so I guess, yeah, just
Yeah,
one.
I think he just took it. Yeah.
So I just really hope for the rest of the game or at some random point I'll be like, why do I have this bee in my pocket?
No, the funnier part would be if he threw the bee out to try to fight the hornet.
You know, I actually would have loved that. That would have been great. But I also just expect, whatever the last game in the series is, he just pulls out a bee. It's like, this has been in my inventory the whole time, just like Resident Evil.
Yep. Why is this here?
I don't even remember what mission this was for.
Yeah, but it would end up being like Code Veronica, where it would actually be something that you need later and you can't beat the game without it.
Yeah, you're probably right. After middle school, you won't be popular with the girls if all you can do is fight. You need brains, too.
Thor got brains.
Or so my master taught me.
Incidentally, related to being smart in Resident Evil, I really, really want a Code Veronica remake. They've remade 4 and re-released it so many times. I don't want it anymore. I just want Code Veronica.
I know. I mean, I guess they figure, oh, well, what's going to make us the most money in the long run?
I mean, yeah, 4 is gonna... People will always buy it, but like...
Yeah.
Code Veronica is the sleeper one. Like, that was... I thought it was better than 3. I thought Code Veronica was excellent.
I mean, if it gets a strong enough response and you get enough people saying it, there's a decent chance that they would make it because they're remaking everything these days, so... Or remastering.
That is true.
So, are you smart then? In response to the obvious question, my master replied that women are more popular if they are a little dim-witted. Okay. I think she might have intended it as a joke, not that it was remotely funny. My master wasn't much of a comedian, but there's one thing I have to thank her for. Specifically, she's the one who really got me hooked on reading. She got me hooked on phonics. There are a vast number of books in this world, and the majority are interesting in some way. Even if you get stuck with a seriously dull one, if you look at it critically and figure out why it's a failure, the time you spend with it isn't a complete waste. I devoured books like an addict when I was a kid. And my master would get me anything I wanted to read, even comics or porn magazines. Okay. It's a damn good thing if you can enjoy reading. Why? Lets you make use of the time you spend waiting in the dentist's office, doesn't it? You know what? That's fair. Am I supposed to laugh now? Not to say I've gained much wisdom from what I've read in waiting rooms, but I think I can at least smile at those words today.
Makina, you here? Hey Makina, why aren't you in your own room?
I would have really thought this was her room. With all the stuffed animals and... Oh yeah, and the crawfish. Okay.
ちゃんとドアに張り紙してあったでしょ？お隣のお部屋にいますって。
True.
Yes, there was a note on her door. Thing is, the paper was yellowed and wrinkled. There's no telling how long it's been up there.
Are you always in Amane's room?
そうだね。言われてみればずっといるような気もするのよさ。
Now it's all adding up.
Yeah, that makes more sense now.
Makina's in Amane's room, and then Amane is in our room.
Yeah, the chain just keeps going. Yes, the room I've just entered is in fact Amane's. Looking around, a good half of the room is buried in random junk. I'd guess Makina has been doing her best imitation of a squirrel preparing for hibernation, depositing things here little by little with every visit.
まあ、立ち話もなんだし、入れよ。
Thank you for welcoming us to Amane's room.
I appreciate the neighborly spirit, but this isn't your room.
マーキナ、誰か来たの？はーい、お兄ちゃんが来たのよ。ん？ああ、ユージくん？何？どうしたの？
Yep, I've got some work to do. Hello there.
Suddenly those. Nothing much, just stopping by to lend Makina a book.
本？何の？
Educational book.
It's for that thing.
Oh, okay. That thing. I was like, I
Okay.
thought, is he being
Makes sense now.
intentionally vague or what's the deal? I point toward one item among Makina's pile of junk, an aquarium containing her crawfish, or clawfish.
She asked me if I knew any books with detailed instructions on raising crawfish. So I took a look around a store by the station.
I thought she was trying to get it to turn blue. I guess she hasn't gotten there yet.
ああ、あんたが原因か、あのザリガニ。この子いきなり部屋に持ってきたかと思えば、青くするって言い出してさ。
Okay, could have said nothing.
最初は洗面器に入れてたんだけど、夜中に逃げ出すもんだから水槽セット買う羽目になったのよ。
Makina, why is there a crawfish in my bed? It wanted to cuddle. It's not a cuttlefish, though. I'll see myself out.
Sorry about that. On his
別
behalf.
に責めてるわけじゃないわよ。この子が生き物に興味を持つのは悪くないことだし。ね、本は本。
Here it is. This part about raising crawfish starts on page 38, and then the last 2 pages talk about getting them to turn blue.
ありがとう。早速読むのよさ。
As soon as Makina accepts the book from me, she sits down on the spot with a thump and starts to rifle through the pages.
つーかさ、本当に青くなるの？
They do, but stop moving around. You're making my job more difficult.
I was going to make a different joke, but when I tried this experiment as a kid, there was a range of variation among individuals, but most of them did turn some shade of blue.
ふーん、なんか面白そうね。
By the way, Amane, I have a question of my own. Do you mind?
Why are you naked?
何さ？
Yep. You know what exactly his question, actually.
Mm-hmm.
ああ、別にいつもじゃないっていうか、今私シャワー浴びてるところだったのよ。
To be fair, it is her room, and it's nothing he hasn't seen already.
Badly. In both cases. I see.
つーか、突っ込むの遅くね？
Well, you know, we had to explain while we were here. Exposition is very important.
I'll try to work on that.
But, I mean, I think you'd do the kya thing and hide your chest before I got a chance to bring it up, usually. Amane, no more concerned with my glance than before, walks briskly to her vanity and flips on a hairdryer.
私って汗っかきでさ、夏場は1日3回ぐらいはシャワー浴びるのよね。油断してるとおっぱいの下に汗もができたりで大変なのよ。
That's rough, buddy.
Dictates are rough in their own way, I guess.
ね、お兄ちゃん、なんか飲む？
You have any milk? Yeah, if you're offering.
じゃあ、ちょっと待
I
っててね。
like how Makina is
今用意
offering
するのよ
us
さ。
stuff from not her room.
I know. Well, it's very clear that in her mind, this is basically just her second room.
Yep.
That would explain why the yellowed note on the door has been up there for a while. It's just like, eh. Makina places her book on the floor, opens Amane's refrigerator, then promptly sticks her head in and starts rooting around like she owns the place.
Basically just as much her room as Amane at this point.
Yeah.
あー、なーに？なんか言った？
No.
Just how long has Makina been hanging out in this room?
ああ、そうね。マキナがこの学園に来てからずっとかな。この子、一人だと夜中に大声上げて泣くから。
Okay, that's actually sad. Poor thing.
失敬なのよさ。今はもう泣かないのよ。時々自分のお部屋に帰
Wait,
って
what do you
寝
mean
て
every
るも
once in a
の。
while?
Every second Tuesday, every other month.
月に一度帰るかどうかじゃない。しかも私に怒られた時とかそんな時ばっかり。
I wasn't that far off.
ねえ、お兄ちゃんはああやって意地悪なことばっかり言う女をどう思う？
You know, they say it's a rare thing to find a woman other than your mother who will nag you. Take good care of her, alright?
お兄ちゃんまでそんなことを言う。随分と住みにくい世の中になったものよさ。飲まなきゃやってられないのよさ。
Takes a swig of juice.
Swig of Jack Daniels.
Oh, well, okay. All right, we'll split the difference. Takes a swig of gin and juice.
Yeah. Alright, there we go.
Ugh. As she speaks, Makina hands me a can of orange juice.
Look, Makina, can we do something about this Oni-chan thing? No, don't get rid of it.
なんで？
I know, I like it. I want to keep it.
Well, how do I put this? Feels a little awkward. No, it doesn't.
It's only awkward if the police make it awkward. You know what? Never mind.
Wait.
I need to just...
What?
Nope.
Just moonwalk right out of this conversation.
Okay, to be fair, last episode. I was referring to the last episode.
Yeah, no. Legitimately. Funny enough, we were talking about it. More than almost any character, including most characters who are an actual biological little sister. Makina feels like a little sister.
Yeah. Although, from the comments, it seems like that may shift a little bit. We'll see. I don't know.
I mean, it has to at some point. But yeah. As of right now.
I sure hope so.
そのうち慣れると思うのよ。私もマキナって呼ばれるの慣れたし。
Wait, then what's your name?
Wait. What? What do you mean? You don't like being called by your own name?
Who are you?
実はね。
Oh, I thought that was her name wasn't even gonna be Makina.
あんまり好きじゃないのよさ。
No, that's legitimately what I was thinking too. I thought it was just gonna be like, no, my name is something completely different. What?
It just ends up being like Principal Skinner.
Oh yeah.
It's like, no, I just took this name when the real Makina was like, what?
Oh no.
Huh? Why is that?
なんかマキナってバギナみたいなのよさ。
I feel like that's a little bit of a stretch, but sure.
You know what? On the playground, no, it's not.
You know, okay, you're right.
I could see that.
You're
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. What?
だからバギナ。
I see. Well, that's interesting.
Indeed.
でもね、バギーナって言うとなんかアイドルっぽいよね。
Vergina, what does the scouter say about his power level?
Or it just sounds really Italian. It is the vagina. My favorite topping on a pizza. Yeah, whatever you say. Hey, Amane.
ん？何さ？
Oh, I thought she was still going to be drying her hair.
I did too. Is this girl high? What are you putting in her food?
失礼ね。何も変なものは食べさせてないわよ。
So she says, but I mean, it's like talking to someone who's just gotten an injection of that weird night vision hormone from the squad medic from before a midnight raid. I don't know why I said squid.
When you're a squid, you're a kid. You're...
Squid man.
It really did immediately.
This is a completely different game. We're just getting completely off track here.
To be fair, really good game.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I feel like I'm dealing with one of those people who see things they shouldn't see and hear voices they shouldn't hear. Do you see dead people? Instinctively, I drop my hand onto Makina's head and vigorously ruffle her hair around.
いてよ。
Your pupils don't look dilated.
Little triangles pop up in both eyes that say, ask again later.
そんなに疑うならあんたも食べてく？
What?
だから晩ご飯。今夜はおでんにするつもりだから人数増えても平気だし。
ほほう、おでんというと
違います。あなたが今想像したのは北欧神話の最高神です。
Why did I think of the same stupid joke?
You know, I did too. And I was like, damn, I almost made that joke.
Me too.
Fuck.
Maybe we've been playing this game too long.
We haven't even gotten out of the common route yet.
ポケをインターセプトされた。がっかりなのよさ。
Well, we're all on the same wavelength, apparently.
The hell?
That's our exact feeling.
まあいいからいいから食べていきなさい。
Hey.
下手に断ってアマネーに恥かかせちゃダメなのよ。いいからおいで。
We have to try much harder to embarrass. Actually, no, she embarrasses herself just fine. Makina seizes my hand and tries to forcibly drag me further inside.
Well, alright.
There probably won't be anything I dislike in an Odin stew anyway. I'll eat pretty much anything that's put in front of me, but I do have some foods that I find a little difficult to deal with on a psychological level.
はい、ここ座って。
Yeah.
Offered a cushion with a cute girly design, I sit down a bit reluctantly. In an instant, Makina has plopped herself down on top of my knees.
I want a pony and a... Look, you.
I'm gonna be busy this episode.
Didn't notice that. Good luck, man.
Yep.
何さ。
I'm looking you.
Why are you sitting on my lap?
Why not?
え、嫌なの？
Well...
That's not what I'm saying, but...
That line's familiar. I hadn't realized until now, but Makina seems to have a habit of imitating Amane's speech.
She's imprinting, like a duck.
Well, you know... Now that I think about it, that, you know, she's always tagging on at the end of her sentences for no particular reason seems like it might be a corruption of Amane's frequent, you know...
You know?
You know. And Makina's forcible tone and attitude toward men also reminds me of a certain someone.
They do say that pets start to resemble their owner.
So what's the crawfish going to end up like?
Take this to step 3.
Someday, this girl might well become the sort of evil woman who walks around with her tits hanging halfway out, seducing struggling shopkeepers into giving away their livelihood.
We can't have that.
To tell the truth, from my current position, Makina's modest breasts are clearly visible. For those of certain tastes, these things might have a power to tempt exceeding that of Amane's oversized udders. Oh my god.
ん？
Utter.
何？
He's just so crude about it.
Hey, Amane.
何よ、今手が離せないんだけど。
My lap is full.
As this girl jump onto men's laps without a second thought, I'm leaning towards blaming you.
はあ？嫌なら下ろせばいいじゃない。
Really, she's just like a cat.
Yeah, she is.
I'm not saying I hate it, but if she just starts casually happing on top of strange men in town, I think we might run into problems.
Yeah.
大丈夫よ。言ったと思うけど、マキナって結構人見知りするから。っていうか、あんたたちいつの間にそんなに仲良くなったの？
Good question.
Oh yeah, I guess you have never encountered the two of us.
Yeah. That's always been in its own separate scenes.
Well, we've had a couple of chances to talk recently, I guess.
それにしたって、この子がこんなに早く男の人に懐くのって初めてよ。あんたマキナに何したの？
I was gonna say, you know what they say, give a girl a crawfish and she'll purr like a walrus.
Nothing particular comes to mind.
男の人とは話すのだっ
I
て
like
苦
to
手なのに。
imagine that that was his
マキナ
thought
とまともに
process.
会話できる
And
男
then
の
it
人って
came back
八
just
百屋の
like
おじさんぐらいよ。
You know, with the music, it fit.
that a fact?
So why has Makina gotten so attached to me? I don't remember taming her with food or teaching her dirty games behind Mommy's back. I searched my memory, but nothing really stands out except for the walrus thing.
ね、お兄ちゃん。これ、開けて。
It's open enough already. Completely disinterested in my ruminations, Makina pushes her can of orange juice toward me and tilts her head to the side as she asks for help. A pretty standard pattern among women playing the moe type, who try to tickle the male heart with an appeal to their helplessness, but Makina's fingers are so stubby and thin that it's clearly genuine.
Here you go.
ありがとう、お兄ちゃん。
何？なんかあんたたち本当に仲がいいわね。マキナがこんなに人に甘えるのって珍しいわよ。
I'm flattered.
And if you tried to pull something like that, I'd probably punch you, right?
なんで私本人に同意を求めるかな。それで私になんて答えろっての？
You just did.
She doesn't let just anybody pamper her like this.
そうね。私以外にそうやってベタベタすることってほとんどないかな。
Oh, we're special.
I see.
Whether or not Makina is paying any attention to our conversation about her, she continues to flip through the book on my lap without comment.
もうマキナ、おっぱい見えてるってば。ブラしなさいっていつも言ってるでしょ。
Took you long enough.
はーい。だってあれ、きついのよさ。
きついって言うほど出っ張っちゃいないでしょがあんた。いいからおいで。
もうちょっとで読み終わるのに。
It'll be here.
ほら、着せてあげるから立ってん。
Amane reaches her hand under Makina's armpits and forcibly drags her up off my knees. A sense of emptiness. Might be going a bit far, but the sudden removal of that limp, warm creature from my lap leaves me feeling slightly lonely. It's like when a cat jumps off your lap.
Mm-hmm.
はい、ちゃんと自分の足で立つの。
I don't wanna.
うんよ。
もう足踏んでるし。
ごめんよ。
もう、ほら、キャミ脱がすから万歳して。
万歳。
Oh my god, she really is like a little sister. This isn't helping.
Oh my goodness. How about having her put on her clothes by herself?
She doesn't do it well. Have you seen how her stockings never match?
この子、服着るの下手なのよ。っていうか、服が嫌いなのね。
Oh.
病院ではずっとスモックしか着てなかったって言うし。
Okay, this is the part where things apparently get a little serious.
Gowns?
ほら、病院で手術を受ける人が着るやつ。背中で縛って着るの。
Yeah, right.
あればっかり着てたせいか、ゆるっとした服じゃないと嫌がるし。こうやって誰かが服を着せてあげないと、パンツすら履かないのよね。ちょっと。
Ah.
あまね。痛いよ。
我慢しなさい。こうやって背中と脇の下から脂肪を寄せ集めてカップに詰めるの。そうすればほら、ちょっと出っ張るでしょ。
Have you maybe considered getting her properly fitted?
息苦しいのよさ。
I don't think that's how it's supposed to work.
女ってのは
Oh,
息苦しいものなの
Oh
よ。
my god.
はい、でき
it's
た。
working just like, what do you call it? Like the 1800s. She's just gonna start fainting.
Okay, I need you to exhale really deeply and pull.
どう？巨乳？
Ah.
Yeah, they're shockingly big. What do you eat to get a pair like that?
Pears.
パン？あとイチゴ。
Okay.
そりゃ単純にあんたの好きな食べ物でしょうが。
So Makina likes bread and strawberries.
So strawberry shortcake is how to win you over. Kind of childish tastes, but I guess that fits with her personality.
基本的にあんまりご飯食べないのよこの子。でもなぜかパンと果物だけはよく食べるのよね。
Actually, legitimately, that's not. I wouldn't consider that a childish appetite. That's
No.
like healthy type stuff.
It is, but you do have to balance it out with some vegetables and stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's not just like, what does she like? Dinosaur-shaped chicken nuggets.
And chocolate chip cookies.
And I love both of those.
I mean, fair. I do like some dino nuggets. Hey, at least you can get the dino nuggets that have veggies in them now. It wasn't like back when we were kids.
Yeah, because you can get, like, corn nuggets. Yeah.
Yeah.
パンは硬いパンがいいのよさ。
Oh, ho, ho, French bread.
Hard bread. What's with that?
ほらフランスパンとか
I was right.
ドイツの方の硬いパンあるでしょ。
I said it as a joke, but I was on point.
I was thinking, like, medieval,
ふわふわ
like,
で
stale
もちも
bread
ちした
where
パン
you
が好き
eat
なんだ
it
けど
by, like,
なぜ
whacking
か
it
こ
with
の
a
子は
hammer and just
重く
putting
て
it in
硬いパン
water
が
for
好きな
long
のよ
enough.
ね。
Oh, you mean like hardtack?
ふにゃふにゃしたパンなんざ歯の悪いグランマの食い物なのよさ。パンはやっぱりどっしりとした重みと歯ごたえがないと美味しくないのよさ。
Okay then.
まあ朝はあんまり食べたがらないんだけど、チーズとハムとレタスをライ麦パンに挟んだサンドイッチならもりもり食べるわよ。
Oh, I see.
ねえアマネ、私もう本読んでいい？
いいわよ。ちゃんと床に座って読みなさい。ユージくんの膝の上でジュースこぼしたりしないように。
At least not yet, anyway.
ふーい。
You don't have it easy, do you, Amane?
まあ手のかかる子だけど、そこが可愛いって思えばあまり苦にはならないし、変な子だなとは思うけど、これがあの子の素の状態なのよね。
That fits every single person in this game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the sort who'd tend to suspect a girl's purposefully acting younger than her age to take advantage of her childish looks, but in this case, I don't think I can disagree. That really is just how she is.
それにね、あの子自分で自分のことバカだって言うけど、そんなに頭が悪いわけじゃないのよ。むしろ私なんかよりずっと頭いいんだから。
Yeah, I think she actually is pretty smart.
Well, I suppose if we use you as a standard, the gap isn't that quite that dramatic, but...
Ow.
失礼な。というか、マキナを侮っちゃダメよ。証拠見せてあげようか？
Demonstration?
マキナ、ちょっとおいで。
なんなのよさ。
あんたその本読み終わった？
そうね、だいたいは。
じゃあその本ちょっと貸してみ。問題出してあげる。
Oh, I wonder if she's like a savant.
いいけど。
Amane takes the book from Makina and promptly hands it over to me.
そんじゃ161ページ。
動物の進化シリーズ大型恐竜の時代中生代ジュラ紀
Wow.
約1億4600年前から2億年前中生代第2の時代はジュラ紀と呼ばれ恐竜の時代としてよく知られている。三畳紀に出現した恐竜たちは数多くの種を生み出し、その繁栄は後の白亜紀まで続く。
あれ？これってザリガニの本じゃないの？
It's a general book that about animals aimed at children. There's a lot of other stuff in here as well.
I opened the book Amane handed to me to page 161. Spread across both pages is a color illustration of a plesiosaur, with the words in bold white typeface printed all around it.
内容は合ってる？
She was indeed.
Without even a single misplaced word. Dang, that's impressive.
じゃあ次は29ページ。
そこは広告ページ。合文社の子供の学習シリーズ、働く自動車、神秘の世界、
Wow.
宇宙、野鳥で見る環境科学、絶滅した愉快な動物。
Okay, so she has photographic memory.
All right.
Dang.
So let's take you to Atlantic City and
日本の工場、コンタクトレンズができるまで、土と微生物の働き、有機栽培の野菜作り。
じゃあ86ページは？
猫より犬の方が賢いって本当？
No.
犬の種類の多様性は他の種をはるかにしのぎ、多岐にわたる。長年人間の手によって交配されてきた犬の歴史は、狩猟用や刀剣用や愛玩用とさまざまなバリエーションを生み出し、今なおその種を増やし続けている。
どう？合ってるでしょ？
huh. She's correct, all right.
Dang.
どうよ、すごくない？この短時間でパラパラっと流し読みしただけで、あの本の内容丸々一冊全部覚えちゃったんだよ。天才じゃない？
But can she apply that knowledge?
Yeah, that's pretty amazing to be sure.
あれ？あんまり驚いてないね。
Sorry, delivered that wrong.
I thought it was fine.
Makina, I've got a question. Do you remember the photograph of a bird on page 144?
覚えてるのよ。
What color is it?
わかんない。
Guess it only works on text.
If I say blue, you'd sort of think of blue. But if I say red, you'd get the feeling it might be red? Thought so.
なーに？どういうこと？
Seems like Makina memorizes the pages in monochrome, loses the color information.
Okay, that makes more sense.
え？
Easier to memorize it quickly that way, right?
そういうことなのよさ。
Okay, how did he pick up on that so quickly, though? That's pretty impressive in and of itself.
いや、ごめん。私にはさっぱりわからない。
To tell you the truth, my sister had the exact same skill.
Okay. I first noticed my big sister's speed reading when she was 7 years old. Watching her flip through a stack of books from the school library incredibly quickly, I couldn't suppress my curiosity. Can you really read them like that? My sister answered, I'm not reading them, but I am memorizing the contents, in a perfectly casual tone of voice. Completely incredulous, I tested my sister on the spot. Exactly like Amane did with Makina just now, I gave her a page number and asked her to read me back the contents. And, of course, she remembered every single word. According to her, it's much faster to memorize the books when they're in black and white. When dealing with books where color information wasn't important, she could even memorize 2 pages simultaneously using her left and right eye. I was totally dumbfounded at the time. Wow, okay.
Like crazy eyes.
Well, time does heal all wounds, except for those crazy eyes. 4 years later, by the time I was 11, my sister was managing rapid memorization of color books as well. And thanks to long hours of practice, her left and right eye could actually memorize separate books simultaneously. Okay, it is like crazy eyes. Hearing that went past the level of surprise. It was outright terrifying. She's like a chameleon.
Basically, she's not reading the book. She's recording the page as an image in the right side of her brain. When you ask her about the content, she reproduces the images in her right brain, and reads it by consciously interpreting the characters with her left brain. Sound about right, Makina?
そうそう。うまく説明できないけど、そういうことなのよさ。
わかんないな。具体的にはどうやってるの？
Science.
I don't know the details myself, but it's basically looking at the page as a picture instead of lines of characters and saving a mental snapshot. Ignoring the meaning, she processes it as rapidly as light information and then draws out the meaning later. To put it more simply, it's sort of like she's downloading a compressed file to her hard drive and then extracting what she needs later, I guess.
That's a pretty good analogy, actually.
何それ。つまり、本を読み終わった時点では、本の内容を知らないってこと？
Not until she extracts it.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
私の一番の問題は一度覚えたはずなのにその記憶をどこにしまったか忘れちゃうことなのよさ。
Where did I put the memory of where I put my keys?
ダメじゃん。
Well, even if you record something in your mind, your memory as a whole can still be a, well, disorganized mess. Apparently, you can work on that by training your synapses.
どうやって？
Well, if you repeatedly memorize the same information, it stimulates your synapses and makes it harder to forget. My sister would record the same image 8 times over before she turned the page.
First I scanned the page 8 times, then I turned the page.
I already gonna say that I washed my hands.
I thought about it.
Other than that, you can also memorize while moving your body in specific ways, which ties the image to your procedural memory and makes it more durable.
Alright, scan the page 8 times, Ginyu Force pose, then turn the page.
よくわかんねえ。
Well, that's fine. Not like there's any reason to have you turn into a genius like that.
そうそう。天才になったところで得られるのは賞賛じゃなくて敵意と嫉妬だって言うじゃない？
Who's they? Where did you hear that?
誰だっけ？なんかの本で読んだような気がするけど覚えてないわ。
Quick, let me pose and see if it comes back to me.
ねえあまねザリガニに餌あげる時間だよ。
はいはい。今缶詰開けてあげるからちょっと待ってなさい。
Okay, I guess
Guess I'll be going back to my room. But as the words start to leave my mouth, Makina firmly grabs hold of my hand.
firmly
座
grab.
って一緒に本を読んでほしいのよさ。
I mean, I guess we can.
Did you finish already?
I don't remember any of it.
そうだけど一緒にいてほしいのよさ。ダメ？
Aw.
No, that's really not what I meant.
ねえ知ってる？女には男に甘えたい日があるものなのよ。
Amane, you're rubbing off on her.
I don't know, she could have read that somewhere.
Well, that's the first I've heard of it.
それがなんと今日なのよさ。だから甘えさせてくれなきゃダメなのよ。
I see. Well, I guess there's no helping it then.
I want to be spoiled, so you better spoil me. What an unreasonable demand. If this was Amane, I think I would laugh in her face, call her an idiot, and finish things off with a poke to the forehead. But for some reason, when Makina gets all clingy, it's a bit difficult to fight back. I can't get myself to be too hard on her. Maybe it's because she looks and acts like a child? Soft on children. Well, that isn't a bad thing by any means. But I'm probably the type who dies first when the terrorists start strapping bombs to their kids. Wow. Okay.
But now that I think about it, it's not like you're really that much younger than me, are you?
No, I'm actually 2 years older than you.
Don't give me that puzzled face.
まあまあ、ほら、こっち来て座って。そして抱っこしてちょうだい。
Pet my belly. Pet my belly.
Look you. Okay, just for the record, today's a one-time deal. Don't think I'll let you come to me whenever you want, got it?
The next scene, we just see her riding on his back.
Yep.
はいはい。もう、お兄ちゃんってば本当にツンデレなんだから。
Shh, don't say that too loud. Michiru will come busting in here.
Good.
Again with this. I'd never really given the matter any thought, but could it be that I really am a tsundere? I mean, can we define the term first? Isn't the tsundere a subspecies of woman that's usually prickly and harsh, but then goes all gooey and sweet for some reason? In that case, I don't get it. When exactly have I ever been in that saccharine lovey-dovey mode? Well, come to think of it, in letting Makina occupy my knee like this, I have to admit my aura of masculinity seems to have faded a bit. But this is merely an expression of my magnanimous spirit toward the young. It's not like I'm giving her lap access because I personally enjoy having her there or anything. Okay, definitely tsundere.
そうだねえユージくん
What?
What?
そういえばさザリガニの餌ってサバの水煮缶でもいいのかな
Yeah, basically anything without carotene is fine.
おや
Looks good.
Don't you dare.
What is it already? You're making me ill. If you have something to say say it.
That phrasing though.
いやーなんかもうすっかり懐いてるなーといいな羨ましい
You're the one who told me to make friends with Makina.
やだな別に責めてないじゃないでも正直こんなに早く馴染むとは思ってなかったからちょっと意外かな
Oh, she fell asleep. Well, so much for reading.
あれマキナ寝ちゃった
Say what?
Yep. I thought she had been unusually quiet for a few seconds there, but at some point, Makina's eyes have fallen shut. Still sitting on my lap, her head is jerking back and forth with her breathing.
She's just curling up into a ball. I'm sure she was awake a minute ago.
ああマキナはねたまにあるのよそうやって突然寝ちゃうことが
Ran out of energy. Come to think of it, there was a time that I found her in the rose garden, unconscious in the bushes.
Frequent occurrence?
まあ頭をたくさん使った時とかたまにねさっき本を読んでたからそれが原因かもその子放っておくと1日14時間ぐらい眠るのよ
Like an abra.
Mm-hmm.
Really does remind you of a cat, doesn't she?
Mm-hmm.
時々立ったまま寝ちゃうことがあってそのまま倒れて頭を打ったりするから気をつけないといけないんだけど今日はユージくんの膝の上で助かったわ
Just prop her up against a wall and come back 14 hours later.
ユージくんのこと相当気に入ってるみたいね
I don't get it. Why get all attached to a guy like me?
そう私にはなんとなくわかるような気もするな
Are you going to tell us, or is this where the scene ends?
そう例えばさ
Oh.
ユージくんはマキナのことを見てかわいそうな子だなって思う
Ish.
No. Can't say it does.
More like, what a hopeless kid. I can't say I've ever felt pity for her.
でしょまずはそれが一番の理由じゃないかな
Ah.
Is there a number 2 reason?
そうねユージくん本人はあんまり自覚がないかもしれないけどユージくんってマキナのこと嫌いじゃないでしょっていうかちょっと可愛いと思ってない
Okay.
Not sure about that one.
Well, I definitely don't hate her. That said, I think I've thought of her as annoying more often than cute.
Maybe you've got the wrong idea about Mini-Amane, but I tend to say what I think, even to kids. When Makina annoys me, I tell her straight up.
Actually, that might help.
そうやってマキナが膝の上で寝ちゃってるのにどかそうともしない人の言うことじゃないよそれ
Yeah, that's, well, I just don't have a real reason to wake her up at the moment, I guess.
And the tsundere is back.
でもまあそうだね。変に我慢して同情されるよりはっきりと言ってくれる人の方が分かりやすいのね、マキナには。
I don't treat her gingerly out of sympathy. When she does something truly stupid, I don't overlook it out of pity. And Makina actually prefers it that way? Is that what she's saying?
それでいて結局はマキナに甘いしね。そりゃ懐くわよ。
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
I'm sweet to her.
まあいいんじゃない。そういうらしくないところも含めてユウジくんなんだしさ。
That's called layers.
Like an onion.
Exactly.
Since when were you such an expert on my character?
Oh no, we woke her up.
マキナ起きた？
私また寝ちゃってた。
まあ15分ぐらいかな。何か夢を見た？
覚えてない。
そっか。じゃあはいこれ。
何？
サバ缶だよ。ザリガニに餌をあげるんでしょ？
そっか。さあたくさん食べてまるまると太るのよ。
She's kind of tottering around. Is that a good idea?
いつものことだし平気よ。
Oh no.
これ味がしないのよさ。
Maybe you shouldn't eat it.
Serving it up Gary's way. What? You sure about that? She seems to be eating from the can of crawfish food.
いつものことだし平気よ。
Okay.
You know, it kind of feels like you don't give a damn.
それもいつものことよ。
Alright.
Yeah.
My throat sticks shut halfway through my attempt at a laugh, and I'm sent into a coughing fit. Oh, that would have been nice to know before. Yeah. Oh, there we go.
ちょっと大丈夫？
Amane grabs a half-finished can of orange juice Makina left lying on the table and hands it over to me. I gulp down the contents immediately.
Fine. Terrible at laughing. As I'm at smiling. Also par for the course.
それはいつか直してあげなきゃね。
Not great at breathing either.
Fix.
Why is that necessary? In the first place, is a crappy smile really something you can fix?
まあとりあえずあんたの作り物っぽい笑顔とマキナのデタラメな言葉遣いを直してあげるのが私の当面の目標かな。
We've become a project.
もう私の言葉遣いのどこがおかしいっていうのよさ。
Yeah, what's the matter with you?
まず自分の言葉遣いがおかしいってことに本人が気がついていないってのが一番の問題よね。
うっさいしゃくれ。
The Crimson Chin!
あんたなんやその口の利き方。しゃくれてへんわほんで。こんこはほんま。
お。
これ待ち。こんこはほんま。誰に似たんか口の悪い。ええ加減にせんとお口縫うてまうよ。
そんなに強く引っ張ったらダメなの。
Every once in a while, you'll find a person with a bad habit they're not even aware of until someone points it out to them. Watching this scene, I've had my suspicions more or less confirmed. Makina's strange quirks seem to be partially the result of contamination from Amane's less admirable habits. But as a humble and discreet gentleman, I'm frankly at a loss as to whether to disrupt the status quo by informing Amane of the log on her eye. My deeply ingrained pain-in-the-ass warning system is also kicking in. There's a good chance that the messenger is going to get killed on this one, So my lips are remaining sealed for the moment. The human mind is a well-designed piece of machinery. It has ways to cope with the coexistence of such pros and cons, truths and fictions. When your mind finds itself facing a contradiction, your thoughts tend to fly off in completely unrelated directions. It's a self-defense mechanism, just like that burning need to clean that always pops up the night before a big test. So, before I realize it, my attention has been drawn to the pleasant rattling sound of something boiling in the pan. The Odin broth's smooth, flavorful smell tickles my nose.
I'm hungry.
In the end, it would be another 30 minutes before I ate my dinner for that day. Is that cheese you have there? Can I have some cheese?
Let's call this one here.
Yep, I think this is a good place to stop this episode. Well, that was a lot of fun. We, once again, have seen a lot of Amane and saw a little bit of Makina as well. But we learned some really cool skills that Makina has, although the practicality of those skills is a little bit questionable unless she develops them further.
Yeah.
But I did like learning more about Makina's habits and personality and seeing how Amane's influence has impacted her as a person, for better or worse. And the little lap scene was sweet. I mean, we got some nice time with the little sister type. That was good. I think that's about all I've got for this one. Do you have anything?
No, I really like this. I really like the three of them together.
That dynamic. Yeah, they've got a good mesh going on. Their personalities work together really well. It's comedic, but it also is sweet. It's a good blend. It definitely doesn't have the same kind of abrasiveness, I guess, compared to the interactions with Sachi or Michiru, but it makes sense because they both have really big personalities in different ways. And then Sachi's kind of malleable. Well, cool. Well, thank you all so much for watching. We hope you've enjoyed this episode, and we hope to see you in the next one. For now, we are the Bridge Boys, signing off.